Tico and the Island of Lost Toys, the mystery of the missing smile. It was a bright, promising morning in the small village of Brincalandia. The golden sun peeked through the leaves, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers and the cheerful sound of birdsong. Tico, a curious and adventurous puppy, woke with a mission in his heart. Something very special awaited him today. Tico loved to play. His eyes would sparkle with excitement every time he found a new toy to run, jump, and have fun with. But that day, something was strange. He noticed that some of the village children's toys had started mysteriously disappearing. It was as if the toys had sprouted legs and wandered off on their own. Where did they go? Tico thought, frowning worriedly. He saw the children looking at their toys with sadness, their eyes shining with longing. Some toys were old and had incredible stories, passed down from generation to generation. A teddy bear that little Anna had been given when she was born. A red toy car that Joan loved to push until he was exhausted, all missing. Tico felt his heart ache. How could he help his friends? He needed to discover the secret behind this mystery. So, with his snout sniffing and his ears perked, he decided to follow the trail of the lost toys. As he walked through the village, Tico noticed small clues along the way. A colored pebble here, a thread of yarn there, and even a tiny sparkle that looked like a tiny star. All of this led him to a place no one in the village knew much about. A magical island floating on the horizon, hidden among the clouds. It was the famous Island of Lost Toys. No one knew for sure what happened on this island, but stories whispered by the elders spoke of a place where toys who felt forgotten went to hide and find new adventures. Tico took a deep breath. He couldn't let the toys be alone and sad on that unknown island. With courage and determination, he jumped into his little wooden boat and began sailing toward the mysterious island, ready for the greatest adventure of his life. "Let's go together, Tico." He seemed to hear the children's voices calling, and with that, his heart filled with strength and hope. Arrival at the enchanted island. The wind blew gently, and the water shone like a magic mirror as Tico's little boat glided down the river that led to the Island of Lost Toys. The sky began to take on hues of pink and orange, as if the sunset itself were painting a picture just for him. Tico looked around, his eyes wide with curiosity. The island was unlike anything he had ever seen. There were giant trees whose leaves looked like they were made of colored paper, flowers that twinkled like little lights, and a sweet scent that seemed to be made of happy memories. Everything there seemed to have a life of its own, as if the island were a living toy, waiting to tell its secrets. But Tico knew he couldn't be distracted. He needed to find the lost toys and bring joy back to the village. So with his nose in the air, he jumped out of the boat and onto the soft island ground. At the entrance, he found a group of small rag dolls with bright eyes and shy smiles. They seemed a little scared, but also curious about Tico's arrival. One of them, named Peepo, stepped forward. "Have you come to help us?" Peepo asked, his voice a little shaky. "Yes," Tico replied with a cheerful bark. "I've come to bring all the toys back home. I won't let them be sad here." Peepo smiled with more confidence and explained that the island was a place where toys who felt forgotten came to find protection and feel special again. There, they had incredible adventures, but they also missed the children and the joy of playing. "We want to go back," said a little blue-eyed doll named Lily, "but we're afraid of what it'll be like out there, if they'll still remember us." Tico understood at that moment that his mission was more than just finding toys. It was to show them that they were loved and that there would always be a special place for each of them, both on the island and in the children's hearts. With a hopeful smile, Tico proposed, "Let's find a way to bring you back to the village together. with new stories and lots of joy. And so, the new friends began walking around the island, ready to explore every magical corner, facing challenges and discovering that sometimes the true treasure lies in affection and friendship. Maze of forgotten toys. As Tico, Pipo, Lily, and the other toys made their way through the island of lost toys, they reached a very special and mysterious part, the Maze of Forgotten Toys. It was a tangle of paths made of giant, colorful blocks, slides that looked like rainbow tubes, swings that swayed on their own, and trees whose branches looked like arms ready to play. But the maze wasn't just fun. It was a place full of challenges, where the toys needed to remember the joys of play to find the way out. Each path hid a little piece of their history, a memory that needed to be discovered to move forward. Tico felt his heart pound. He knew that to help his friends, he would have to face this maze with them. And so, with firm steps and alert eyes, he entered the colorful tangle. Soon, they found a riddle written on a shiny stone. To pass, say out loud, what makes playing the best part of the day? Lily thought, her eyes shining, and replied, it's the joy we feel in our hearts. At that moment, the blocks began to glow, revealing a path that led into the maze. With each step they took, a new, forgotten game appeared. A race with invisible cars, a treasure hunt filled with laughter, and even a game of hide-and-seek with dancing shadows. Tico realized that the maze wasn't a punishment, but a celebration. It was a way for the toys to remind the children how important they were to them and how each moment of play held a treasure of happiness. But the challenge wasn't over yet. A soft voice echoed through the maze. To move forward, you have to face the fear of abandonment. Pipo, who was a little sad, lowered his head. I'm afraid the children won't remember me anymore, she confessed. Tico approached, nuzzling affectionately, and said, I get scared sometimes too, Pipo. But together we're stronger, and I'll prove that no toy will be left behind. With this courage, the maze opened, revealing a golden light at the end of the tunnel. The exit was near, and so, with hearts full of hope, they continued on, ready for the next stage of their adventure. Encountering the Island Guardian. When Tico and his new friends finally emerged from the labyrinth of forgotten toys, they were greeted by a soft light that guided them to the heart of the island. A magical place where everything seemed to breathe life and magic. There, amid flowers that shone like tiny stars, a mysterious figure appeared. The guardian of the Island of Lost Toys. She was a gentle woman with silver hair that resembled strands of moonlight and eyes as deep as the ocean. Welcome, travelers, she said in a sweet, calm voice. I am Alina, the guardian of this enchanted island. I know why you came here, brave little hearts. Tico felt a mixture of respect and hope. We came to bring the toys back to the village, so the children can smile again. Alina smiled, as if already knowing how important the mission was. This island is a special place for toys who feel forgotten or sad. Here, they gain strength and learn to believe in joy again. But the time for their return has come, and only those with courage and love in their hearts can bring that joy back. The guardian extended her hands, and before them appeared a shining box made of light and dreams. Inside this box is the key of joy. It can open the hearts of children and rekindle their love for toys. But be careful. The journey to use it will not be easy. Tico looked at his friends and felt his chest pound. He knew that with their help and the love he felt, nothing would be impossible. We're ready, he said confidently. Alina nodded and handed the box to Tico. So follow your heart and never forget, true power lies in friendship, courage, and the smile that comes from believing. With the key of Joy Box in their paws, Tico and his friends began preparing to return to the village. But first, they knew they would face the greatest challenge of all, a path full of obstacles and trials that would test not only their courage, but also their love for toys and children. And so, with hearts full of hope, they set off on the final stage of their adventure, ready to bring happiness back to everyone. Crossing the river of emotions. Tico and his friends departed from Guardian Alina's house, carefully carrying the key of Joy Box. But soon ahead, they encountered an unexpected obstacle, the River of Emotions, a wide, shimmering river that seemed made of water and dreams, changing color depending on the feeling that touched its heart. To cross the river, Alina explained before saying goodbye, you will need to feel each emotion with courage and sincerity. Only then will the river open a safe path. Tico looked at the river, which shone in shades of blue, green, red, and gold, as if the waters were singing an invisible song. He felt a mixture of fear and hope. It was time to face the emotions that lived within him. First, the river turned red, like the fire of anger. Tico remembered the times he had been frustrated at not being able to solve the island's mysteries. Quickly, he took a deep breath and said aloud, I feel anger, but I know it passes when I try to calm down. The river then changed to a soft green, which brought a feeling of calm. But soon, the water turned gray, like the sadness he felt when he saw his toy friends afraid of being forgotten. He whispered, I feel sadness, but friendship and love keep me going. The river water then turned golden, shining like the sun, and Tico felt a warmth in his chest, a feeling of joy and hope. One by one, the toys also shared their emotions, the fear, the courage, the longing, the love, and the river gently opened a shining bridge made of rainbows. With firm steps and open hearts, Tico and his friends crossed the river of emotions, knowing that true strength came from understanding and accepting what they felt inside. On the other side, the village of Brincalandia could already be seen, illuminated by the moonlight, ready to welcome its toys and spread laughter and play once again. The triumphant return to Brincalandia. After crossing the magical river of emotions, Tico and his friends felt their hearts pound. There on the horizon, Brincalandia village shone in the soft moonlight, like a place waiting for them with open arms. Each toy felt a warm mixture of anxiety and joy. It would be time to return to the children who loved them so much. But before they could disembark, something happened. Dark clouds began to gather in the sky, as if sadness and fear wanted to prevent their return. A hoarse, distant voice echoed, "Who dares take my toys from the island of forgetfulness?" It was the Guardian of Solitude, a shadow who tried to keep the toys away from the children so that the island would never be empty. Tico, with all his courage, stepped forward and said firmly, "Toys weren't made to be sad or alone. They deserve love, laughter, and play, just like children deserve their childhood friends." The Guardian of Solitude tried to cast shadows to trap Tico and the toys, but the glow of the key of Joy Box began to grow, illuminating everything with a warm, hopeful, golden light. One by one, the toys felt their power grow, remembering the joys they had brought, the smiles they had helped create. With a joyful bark and a leap, Tico leaped toward the shadow, and the light of the key enveloped it, transforming the darkness into a glow of dancing stars. The Guardian of Solitude disappeared with a sigh, and the sky brightened, opening a path of stars to the village. Tico and his friends crossed the shining path, being greeted by the children with hugs, laughter, and much excitement. It was the beginning of a new era in Brincalandia, where the love for toys would never be forgotten. The secret of the smile that never fades. The village of Brincalandia was celebrating, Children and toys danced together as if time had decided to stop to celebrate their rediscovered joy. Tico, his heart filled with happiness, looked at each face lit up with the most sincere smiles. "You are more than toys," Tico said, approaching each friend. "You are guardians of memories, dreams, and happiness. Never forget that." The children hugged their toys with renewed affection, promising to care for them with love forever. And the toys, in turn, shone with a special glow, as if they had been given new life. Guardian Alina appeared, now with the village, and spoke softly. "The secret of the smile that never fades lies in the love we give and receive. When we care for them with